The top 5 best cars to start out with in GTA Online, what are they? Now, for many players in GTA Online, they don't really need to know this because they're a higher level and they probably have a ton of cars already. But I know, because I have seen over the last couple of weeks and even months, there's a lot of new players coming into GTA Online, or at least getting back into it, and maybe you have to get a new account because you forgot your old password or something, whatever. Regardless, if you're a new player, or if you're starting out, or if you're starting a new character, what are some of the best cars? Hopefully in this video, I can answer that question for you. But the list I have is based off of a couple of factors. One, how much the vehicles cost. Obviously, as a new player, you don't have any money. So the vehicles I'm going to recommend aren't going to be a ton of money. Some of them are, but I think it's kind of expected with what they do, but others are actually free. And that's definitely good if you're starting out. Now, without further ado, let's go ahead and hop right in. So starting off at number 5, we actually have 2, and that's because both of them are fantastic motorcycles. But the Baddie and the Akuma. The Akuma is $9,000, and the Baddie is $15,000. Which is absolutely insane if you look at some of the recent vehicles' prices. And both of these bikes are insanely fast. Now, I think the Akuma may go a little faster in a straight line, but it can't really wheelie. The Baddie, on the other hand, it's the opposite. It can wheelie, which in GTA actually gives you a little bit of a boost, but in a straight line, it's a little bit slower. Both of them look fantastic. Both of them are very fast. I believe only one of the new motorcycles beats these in a race. So you are getting a fantastic deal for the money. And one of the best things about the motorcycles, now this isn't gonna happen, or this isn't gonna be available to you from the start, but once you do get money, once you acquire enough, and then you perhaps buy a motorcycle club, one of the business opportunities in the game, the Baddie and the Akuma are perfect for getting around, because with the MC, in your interaction menu, you will be given an option to spawn any motorcycle you have right next to you immediately without waiting, and I cannot tell you guys how invaluable that is. You don't have to wait calling your mechanic on the phone. You don't have to wait 5 minutes for whatever reason to have your mechanic deliver it. You don't have to do any of that annoying stuff. You call it, you get it, you drive it, and that's it. And if you want to switch it out, just switch it out. It's as simple as that. So number 5, the motorcycles. Now the downside, I guess, is that they don't provide much cover because they are motorcycles, and in today's day and age of GTA Online, where everyone has all kind of crazy weapons and weaponized vehicles, you may end up dying a decent amount. But coming in at number 4, we have a few vehicles. So the main one is the Insurgent Pickup Custom. Now unfortunately, this one is like $1.3 million, but I would almost say it's kind of worth it for free roam. The Insurgent Pickup Custom is insane in terms of how many explosions it can withstand. I believe it can withstand like 10 plus RPGs and close to almost 20 homing missiles. So if you don't want to die to the annoying weaponized vehicles, then this is the car, this is the vehicle to drive around in. Now, like I said, it does cost a lot of money, but you get the gun on it too, so you have it weaponized, and it can hold up to, I believe, 8 or 9 people. So if you have a ton of friends, this is another great vehicle for you to drive them around in. And it can also be upgraded in the, eventually, once you get enough money, you can buy an MOC, and you can upgrade it there to make it even more powerful. You can get better guns. You can have it where it drops little mines out of it. I believe you can up the armor as well. So it's a pretty good vehicle if you do want to save a couple million dollars to get an upgrade. However, if you don't want to spend that much, the regular Insurgent is just as good for tanking explosions. Now, you're not going to have the weapon on it, and it doesn't hold as many people, but it does cost significantly less. The Insurgent only is like 600 grand, and it does pretty much the same thing. The only cons of the two Insurgents are really their price tag. You're not going to be spending, or you're not going to be buying these vehicles as your first or even maybe second vehicle. This might be your fourth or fifth vehicle, but it's still something that I think everyone as a starter player should own, just because it makes life in free roam much easier. Now at number 3, we have 2 options depending on what you're looking for. So the first option is the Duke of Death. Now the best part about this, if you're a returning player, is that it's actually free, and you can't beat free. So if you are a returning player, then you get the Duke of Death for free, but it can tank at least 1 explosion, so you do have some resistance to all the crazy stuff in free roam. And it is armored, so people really can't shoot in. There's a very small window that they would have to kill you through. And it's actually pretty fun to drive. It has pretty decent ramming power for itself, and that just allows you to smash through vehicles. You know, if you're in a police chase, you can smash through the cop cars pretty easily. And it's pretty fast, too. You wouldn't expect it, but it is pretty fast. So the Duke of Death is a great little vehicle, but if you want another option, you can go the armored Kuruma route. This one is about $500,000, so it does cost $500,000. But if you have more than 2 friends or more than 1 friend, this one's great because it's a 4-door vehicle. It is fast. Now, the only unfortunate part about this one is that it doesn't have that armor against RPGs and explosions. 1 explosion, you will die. But for missions, this thing works beautifully. For whatever reason, NPCs, they can't shoot you out of this car. So if you're playing missions, you know, while you're starting out to get money, then this thing is invaluable because you can just go up to the NPCs, shoot them from inside the car, never get out, and you'll never die because for whatever reason, like I said, they can't shoot you. So it's a great vehicle for doing anything really involving NPCs. Now, the cons of those 2 vehicles is that they're sort of middle of the pack in terms of speed and all that. In free roam, you're not going to be outrunning anyone. And even with the Duke of Death surviving 1 explosion, so many vehicles in the game have multiple missiles that they can shoot at you that it really doesn't matter, but they are great vehicles to start out with. Then we have the Sultan coming in at number 2. The reason I have this is because it's another 4-door vehicle that is fast and it handles great, and in my opinion, it looks fantastic. Also, you can find it for free up in Sandy Shores, so you don't have to pay for it. Although if you do want to pay for it, it is $12,000 on Benny's Original Motorsports website. This is also one of the vehicles that if you're a super new player, after the tutorial, you can, I believe the game allows you to get 1 vehicle for free, and it puts all the insurance and all that stuff on it for free. You can do that with this car. And speaking of insurance, one thing that not many people think about is the insurance on vehicles, but because this costs so little, when it blows up or when you accidentally blow up the vehicle, it only costs $150 to replace. And that's nothing. Some of the vehicles cost upwards of 20 grand to replace. And if you're dying or if you're accidentally blowing yourself up, you know, multiple times, that 20 grand does catch up to you, and it chips away at your bank account. But if it's only $150, you can get that by killing someone and walking over them and picking up their money. The best part about the Sultan is that eventually, once you get enough money, you can upgrade it to the Sultan RS at Benny's. And in my opinion, the Sultan RS has the best and the most customization out of any car in the game. So if you like customizing vehicles, the Sultan is like the best vehicle to start with because it's a fast vehicle. It has 4 doors for your friends. It's free, and you have the option to upgrade it to make it even better down the line. The only con with it, it's not armored, and in free roam, that does somewhat suck. But coming in at number 1, we have kind of a similar vehicle, the LG. Now, the reason I have the LG over the Sultan is because the LG is actually a little bit more competitive for racing and just in terms of performance. But the LG is actually also free. If you go on any of the websites, you can get it for free. And just like the Sultan, it can actually be upgraded at Benny's to a pretty awesome vehicle. The LG Retro Custom is one of my top 5 favorite vehicles in the game because of the amazing customization. So just like the Sultan, when you get the money, you can make this thing look awesome. But the LG is actually one of the best sports cars in the game, even though it's free, and that's kind of shocking to me. But if you like racing and if you like fast sports cars, the LG is up there. Now, unfortunately, at the moment in the game in GTA, there's this one sports vehicle. It's called the Pariah. I believe it's like 1 point something million. And it's actually faster than pretty much all supercars. So it kind of breaks the sports class, but the LG is still super competitive. And if you're a good enough driver, you can end up, beating a lot of people in races. The downside to the LG, though, is that it doesn't have much customization, and in my opinion, doesn't really look that great. And like the Sultan, it's not armored, so that may affect your decision. But for free, for something that you can just buy off the website, you don't have to go out and find it like the Sultan. I think it's such a fantastic car to start with. And then you can end up saving the money you were going to spend on another vehicle on maybe a 10-car garage or your MC club or something else that is a little bit more valuable. But that is my list of the, I guess, 8 or so best vehicles to start out with in GTA Online. Let me know in the comment section if you agree or disagree, or if you want to add anything to my list. If you did enjoy the video, I'd appreciate it if you could drop it a like and subscribe for more awesome GTA content. But as always, I will see you guys in the next one.